Okay, here we go. I hear it's a smoky morning in the Detroit area. So as you see my setup here, and as you know, those of you who come in, if you see me walking from the back and I'm totally barefooted, so this is our Wednesday mobility. I have a problem that many people have. You have a leg length discrepancy. So I am always, with one hip dropped. So it's a real challenge and I'm trying to address it. I use little lifts in my shoes. I'm trying to adjust all that. I know. But you can, just for doing nothing, wake up and your back is tight. You can do a lot to help realign yourself just by sitting on the edge of your bed. I'm going to show some of that, but again, I have a wall, I have a bed here, I have a area on the floor that I'm going to be using, and then I'm using this bench because I have it as my chair. So, starting off with, we're going to get on the wall, okay? So, I'm going to address the wall straight on first, just like this. And if you don't have a wall, put your hands on the back of your chair. That's fine. So make do with what you have, but I'm showing you some ideas. I know that everybody has a bed, and that's why just after a few warm-ups here with the back, I'm gonna I'm just gonna sit on the side of my bed. I'm just gonna show you some things to do if you get up with morning back stiffness, which for mine, I know exactly where it's coming from. I have a leg length discrepancy. So I'm going to put my hands right here on the wall. I could put it on a chair. Okay. Hi, everybody coming in. We're just getting into our class. So stay with me. I'm going to be doing some things on the edge of the bed, using my bench or my chair. And then I am going to be in the floor, because Kay needs to get in the floor every day. So I hope she's here. Anyway, I'm using your name in vain, Kay. I see you guys. Good job. I'm glad you're in there. So if you're in your bedroom, I'm gonna show you some great things to do that you're gonna go, I should have thought of that. Well, how would you have thought of that? I'm here on the wall. See? Got my hands straight out from my shoulder. And I'm going to push my hips in first as I drop my elbows. So see, I'm going to loosen up through the elbows, drop my shoulders. I'm coming in here to the wall, and then I'm going to press back out, and I'm going to hang out here, and then I'm going to push my hips toward the wall. If you're on your chair, see, I would have my chair here, and I would put my hands on the back of the chair, pushing my hips toward the chair. Okay, so once I've done that, then I rotate back, slide down, keeping my knees soft, slide down, push the butt back, slide down, slide down, slide down. So I'm pushing onto the wall, or I could have my hands on a chair. So I'm coming into a full 90 degree with my knees bent, hands on the wall or hands on a chair. And I'm going to hang out here for a second. Then I'm going to climb back up the wall and come back to a full standing, and then push the hips in again. Okay. So this back and forth motion from a wall structure, it could be a counter, it could be a chair. Here I'm going to go rotate, 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 come down the wall. Come down the wall, my knees are soft. I'm pushing against the wall, my elbows are soft. Now, when you're down there, you're going to straighten those legs. And you notice my head is not lower than my hip. It's right at the same level, but I'm bending and straightening my knees. So there I go. I'm straightening them. And I'm not going way down with my head to my knees. I'm pressing into the wall, or I'm pressing on my chair. So this little flossing move that I'm doing is leading to more of a dynamic stretch right up through some of the biggest muscles in the body. So now I'm going to come back up, and now I'm going to go into that hyperextension. So I've done 3 of these now, and I've taken you guys down into a straight leg position, which people with back issues, what you need to hear is, don't keep your legs straight going down or coming up. You keep your knees bent. You go down, you get to your position. Do not put your head really, really low, because now I'm going to straighten those legs, and I'm pressing on the wall here. And now I add the toe pull. So see how I'm pulling my toe up one at a time, pulling my toe up, and you feel that little stretch coming right up through the backs of the legs. Now bend the elbows, bend the knee, because I'm coming up. Okay, now I'm going to step in. I'm going to take my elbow and put right here on the wall. This is hard to do if you don't have a wall. However, you can do it just standing here. Put your elbow out, and we're going to push our hip in just like that. See, I'm pretending I'm maybe you without a wall. I'm hoping that most of you are where you can put your hand on a wall. So if you can do that, this move that I'm going to do next, definitely aimed at back, hip tightness. You see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? I'm softening my knees, and I'm pushing my hip one way, and then I'm coming in another way. And if you have a tight back, this one you have to be careful with. Okay, see what I'm doing? Yeah, so I'm not taking my hip. See, everybody wants to take their hip out. Don't take your hip out of, I call it out of socket. It's not really out of socket, but you push the whole body out, not just a hip. Okay, it makes a very big difference. Okay, now as you have your elbow here on the wall, you can step out or in. You have to adjust. I'm going to step out a little more because I want to go in a little more. Okay, so as you come in, you drop your shoulder. Don't twist. Everybody wants to twist here. Keep your shoulder down as best you can. You can adjust. Let your elbow come down a little. See how I'm pushing this in, this side of me into the wall? It's a big deal for people with tight backs. Then I go the other way. And as I go the other way, I take my hand up over my head and just touch the wall. And I hang out here for a second or two. And then I slowly rotate. I pretty much have my legs pretty straight here. Okay. You don't have to lock at the knee, but you're getting a good press right in here at the shoulder. And then as you push back out, you just bring that arm up and over. And if you do even 2 of these and really hang out here and let it work to loosen up that back, the hips. So right here, everybody wants to twist funny. Don't twist. Come right in like you're going to put this side of you to the wall. And then you come back. And then you bring that hand down. And you should be this right here should be getting your attention. Because see, that's why I'm telling you, don't go way up here. Stay down with your shoulder as you're going to do this. Now I'm going to turn around and do the other side. Okay. But before I do that, I'm going to go right back to what I started with. If you can just do this kind of a loosening up with a wall help and nothing else, you're going to be better off for it. So I'm putting my hands on the wall again, straight out. You have to adjust whether you want to come in more or out more. The further out you go, of course, a little harder, okay? A little more challenging. So as I'm in here, I'm gonna, first of all, really take my hips and adjust your feet however you need to. Okay, step in, step out. But right now, you gotta push the hip bones toward the wall as you're pushing your upper body away from the wall. Okay, so learn this push-pull and learn how to use the wall to open up a spinal stenosis type issue. It's a very careful work for people with osteoporosis, etc. Just work within your capacity there. Okay. So now I'm going to come down. I'm going to soften my knees. So that's the very most important thing to hear on this one. I'm softening my knees. As I come down, shine my tail lights. I'm sliding down, sliding down. Once I get down, you can adjust in or out however you need to. But here you don't put your head and shoulders lower than your hip, okay? You keep your knees bent, and I'm right here. Now I'm gonna go straightening with my knees. Now I just push the chest down, but you don't really move. You're just pushing it down. Now you pull your toes up. Pull your toes up. Your legs are straight. Elbows are keeping you so that you don't have a bad pressure in your upper body. This should be really pushing you into your shoulders. Take a big breath. Toes are up. Knees are straight. Push the chest down. Then rotate, come out of it. The knees go bent, and we walk back up on the wall. Now I'm going to turn around. So now I'm going to do the opposite, and you can see how it looks like from the back. Okay, so I'm going to bend my elbow, okay, and adjust however that you need to. But as you go out and in, if you put your hand here, you will notice if you start to twist. Everybody tends to want to twist. So what I'm trying to do is push the hip toward the wall. Keep my shoulder down. Push the hip toward the wall, toward the wall, toward the wall. Big breath. Push that hip toward the wall. And then you come out, adjust your step, bring it back over. And now you're going to push way out with this side of the hip. Okay? So you're reaching toward the wall. Stay contacted to the wall with your elbow. Take a big deep breath. And then we're going to do it one more time. Here we go. Push. Be careful with your shoulder here. Keep your shoulder down. And as you go in, don't twist. Okay, so now you're getting a big press on that outside hip. Push, push, push. Take a big breath. Then come out of it. Now push the hip that way. Keeping your elbow into the wall. Here we go. All the way out, all the way out, all the way out. Take a big breath. Your knees are soft, but they are definitely not bent. Hang out here for just a few seconds. Take a big breath. See, everybody wants to do this thing super quick. You'll see people doing this move, and they'll go like this, and they'll do a few. No, if you do it this way, it's a very different sensation. Okay. So now, after I did that, I'm going to do my knee to the wall or knee to the chair. Okay. So it's going to be that split stance. Okay. I'm going to adjust. So why am I doing this? Because I just woke up a lot of structures around here. Started through the leg. Now I'm going to go down to the lower leg. Okay. And to the foot and ankle. So as you're standing here, adjust whatever you need to so that you can keep your shoulders down. You're breathing in through the nose. And this is an assist of a very foundational move in tons of discipline. You can name them: yoga, Pilates, whatever. but this is an assisted one. I don't have to do it, you know, and lose my balance and fall on the floor. I can do it with a chair, which we do many times when I'm at home with a chair. So right now, I'm just hanging out here for just a few seconds. And then I'm going to bend the back knee a little. It won't go much, but it's going down into the ankle, down into the heel cords. If you bend your knee slightly, it's going to move the stretch. Okay. And you can bring in and bend it, but try not to bring your heel up. Okay. Take a big breath. See, I'm just like pushing into here. I could be holding onto a chair. So whatever you need to do. Okay, then I'm going to step back. I'm going to switch. All right. And I'm in a little bit of a hyperextension here as I go into my stretch. So I'm keeping my back leg straight first. Push the knee toward the wall or toward the chair, whichever you got. And I'm going to hang out here for a second or two. You do a little, it's a slow knee pump or calf pump. See what I'm doing? See, it's a little tiny. You can step in a little bit if you need to. Drop your shoulders, bend the knee, straighten it back. Bend the knee, straighten it back. Bend the knee, straighten it back. That's a calf pump, okay? Very, very beneficial. Back down, back down, and back. Take a big deep breath, drop, and back, okay? Yeah, just like that, and push back, and push back. I see something popping up here on my screen. Let me see if I can see it. It's not popping up now, or don't know who that is. Okay, whatever. Okay, now, I'm going to sit here on the corner of the bed. And if you want to watch this portion, that's fine. If you have a bed, you can sit down on it. If you don't have a bed, sit down on your chair. See, I could do a lot sitting on the bench. It's just I have a bed here. Many of you do your exercising in a bed, and you don't realize how beneficial your bed can be as a platform to do some great work with. If you include the use of a pillow, all the better. Anyway, sit on your chair. I'm going to sit here. And what am I going to do? Well, as you're here, if you have a tight back, and I can tell you, when I got up this morning, I was very tight over here. I've been doing some of these this morning, and then at the session I just did with you, the segment of the program I just did with you, it has loosened this up almost. I can't tell if it's tight anymore. And why? Oh, Jeannie, you should have better posture. Well, I have one leg longer than the other. So you're going to get back tightness. So I work on it all the time. So as I'm sitting here, what I'm saying is, and this is a low bed. If you have a high bed, all the better. When you get up in the morning, I'm telling you, do these next 3 moves, approximately 3 moves. I'm here. I'm going to take my elbows. I have my feet here. And I think you can see me in the frame. I'm going to roll back. See, my elbows are here. Okay, so, okay, this one's for you. I know you don't do your class in the bed, but this one's for you. So you roll back like this, and you go ahead and roll down, and your legs are hanging off the bed is the point. Okay, so as you're here, your shoulders are down. You're going to bring one leg up, just like that, and just let this one free swing. See that? So this leg is stretching as you bring this one up and over. Just let it hang out there for a little bit. Now, see, you could do a lot of this just leaning back into a chair. Bring your knee up and then over the other way. So this is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. But I'm sitting way back so that I can hang my little leg off the bed. See this? So it's free swinging. You come over across your mid line. As you're hanging onto your leg, you feel a big stretch right up through the gluteal. Then you don't just put it down and you're swinging this leg. See, it's way under there. And you're going to grab this leg and go out the other side, just like that. See, I'm just hanging out here. This is getting a huge stretch, but it's doable from the vantage platform of a bed. See, I'm going to put that one down. Then I'm going to bring this one up. And you could do this sitting on a chair. Bring your leg, your knee in. This one's free swinging. You're going to come across your chest. So this is my super tight leg, not nearly as tight as it was. You hang out here for a bit, then you bring it back open, and you're still pulling it gently into your shoulder. So you're opening, and you've got this big stretch coming up through the groin, but it's an assisted stretch. And again, you could do this leaning back in a chair, okay? Then once you've done that, you can put them down. You're just letting them swing. And what you want to do is just press your hips down and lift the chest. Take a big deep breath. Then, this one's, I thought about for Keg. As you're here on the edge of your bed, you get all the way to the edge of your bed. You open your arm, palm up, and let it hang down, okay? And all you have to do is let that hang down. Don't keep yourself centered on the bed. And your open palm, and it's opening your chest. It works like you can't believe. Then when you're ready to come up, you're just going to roll yourself up, and you're going to turn, and you roll back down, and you open your arm this way. Now, of course, this won't work if you have a big, if you have a bed board at the end of your bed. If you don't, this is perfect to open up your chest here, your chest wall right here, and to open that hip. Then you come back up. Perfect. And I'm ready to go. So much less tightness. It's unreal. Okay, so here I am. Here's my bench for my chair. And I'm going to come down here exactly like we worked on the wall. Are you ready? So I'm right here. And I'm going to come down and go into the fold. So I'll do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. See that? I'm going to keep my feet on the ground, and I'm using this as a modification. Just hang on. And as you go down, don't round your back. Okay? Make sure your knees are lined up, your toes are lined up. Don't hang your head, just tuck your chin. Take a big deep breath, then straighten up those legs. So you see, I have my elbows down on my chair or my bench, just like I had my elbows on the wall when we did it on the wall. So only this time I'm doing a fold. See this? So I get down there so far, and then you just put your hands, your elbows on the chair. Take a breath. Hang out down here, push into the heels. Make sure your knees are lined up. Hang out. Then when you can't hang out in a fold, straighten your legs. My elbows are on the chair. Take a breath. Or it could be on the bed. Okay, so now I'm going to your fold. My knees, my feet are lined up. Don't let the knees come in. Don't let them go out. And all things, don't round your back. Go into that heel. Go into the heel. Put your elbows on the chair. Hang out. And then when you can't do it any longer, straighten the legs. So I'm doing a lot of straight-legged movement to open up and stretch through your legs, through your back. working into your upper body. See how I'm straightening? Okay, here we go. My elbows are down. If I wanted to modify this, just put your hands down. It'll make it so you don't go down quite so low. Some of us would like to go down a little lower, and that's what I'm trying to do. So not only does this help your mobility issues, but you are working through those quads. Woo, big time. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. When you can't hang out any longer, straighten the legs. My elbows are on the chair. Okay. Big breath. I'm going to do it one more time in this segment. Here we go. Here we go. Down, 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 down. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Heels down, heels down, heels down. Don't round your back. Take a breath. And then come into a straight-legged stance. Yes. Then we go into a split stance. Remember that split stance that I did at the beginning or previously? So here I am at my chair. I could be at my bed, but I'm using either a chair or a bench. And I'm gonna do that move with bare feet. Why? Because if you got feet problems, you got mobility problems in your ankle, your lower leg, and especially your foot. So my toes are tucked under, okay? Now, some of you have such issues with your feet that you can't not do this without the supportive shoes. I understand that. So if you need to have a shoe on, of course, that's fine. However, I got my hand on the chair, my hand here. I am not going to round my back. What I am going to do is push really hard into those tucked forward. So you're tucked under with your toes, but they're pointing forward if you get my, it's just like if you're going to get up. So I'm going to press here gently, press here gently, but mostly I'm putting it on my legs, and then I'm going to come back down. See that? And I'm going to just tap there. And then when I come up here, my back is very, very extended. I'm going to bend that knee and come down. I have my hand on the chair, so if I slip a little bit, I don't go into the floor, you know, the whole bit. You got to be able to come past the sticking point is the whole point of this. So as I come up, right now, when I bring my knee off the ground, that's where everybody loses it. And you revert to rounding your back. Because why? Because it makes it easier. Don't be easy. You got this. You got this. Take a breath. Exhale. And come right to here. And then go right back down. And come right back up. Take a breath. Back down. Then up. Adjust your foot if you need to. Back down and up. Use your legs. Don't lean in. Use the chair. Don't lean into the chair. Breath. 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 Now we're going to go on down. We're going to go on down. Down. Okay. Right now, I want you to remember which leg is up. Okay? Because we're going to do the whole thing in reverse when we get up. This is my leg, my knee side, replace side that was in this position. Okay? Now go ahead and go into the floor just like this, because I told you we were going to be in the floor. Or you can do every bit of what we're doing on a bed, in the floor, or on the bed, one or the other. Okay? So I'm hands and knees. Once I get to the hands and knees, because I'm ready to go down into the floor, I'm going to do my cat, camel. Take a big breath. So I'm going to go up into a cat, mad cat position, drop my chin, and then I go into the camel. So you want your arms straight, but you don't want your elbows locked. Okay, so when you're down here, the head goes back and you lift your chin up. Then you go back and forth slowly, maybe 3, 4, 5 times, okay? Some people would tell you to do 10 of these. And if that discourages you, then do at least 3. I'll take anything I can get, okay? So now I'm in that big camel position, okay? I'm really pushing down with the front part of my hips. I'm going to lift my head. I'm going to turn my chin, lift my head, turn my chin in this position. Then I'm going to tuck the rear end under. Do not lock your elbows. Take a big breath. Open your shoulder blades. Really tuck under. Take a breath. One last one down into the to the camel. Okay, you know, the little hump under the camel. That's what they're talking about, the camel position of the back. See that? Down, down, down. Take a big breath, take a big breath, take a big breath. Then you come back to even. See how I'm even here? I'm in neutral spine. I'm not up, I'm not down. That's what I mean by even. Okay, one move before we go on down to the floor, and it's this one. I'll do it with this leg so you see what I'm doing. See, I'm gonna go straight out with my leg. My toes are down, okay? And I'm gonna squeeze the butt and just bring the leg up, and then I'm gonna open. And I'm gonna open. And I'm gonna open. I'm gonna keep my elbows soft. And I'm gonna open. And I'm gonna open. Not a lot. But I gotta get movement in through the hip while I'm stabilizing with my back, while I'm stabilizing with my shoulders. My shoulders are squeezing. My elbows are soft. I'm breathing in through the nose. And then I bring that leg in. Then I go to my elbows. Take a break. Take a big breath. Bring the shoulders to your ears, then drop the shoulders. Shoulders to the ears, drop the shoulders. Hands, tight tummy. Get that neutral position. Take the other leg back. Okay. Soften up your elbows. Keep your shoulders down. And lift right to the hip. And then you just go out a little bit and in. And you keep your toe headed down. So if I were with you right now and you were doing this lift and then opening, the minute you start opening, many of us turn our toe out. Okay, so I would be watching and I would pull your little toe so that it's down and you're leading with your heel and your ankle. Okay, drop your shoulders, take a big breath. Drop your shoulders, take a big breath, keep your tummy tight. One more, here we go. Up, open, and then down into the knee, down to the elbows. So this is a modified, what they call child's pose, because if you've got replaced knees, they're tight. You're not going to be able to probably put your hips down like you used to. Doesn't mean you can't go through the move to try to regain some benefit from moving. So I'm pushing my knee to keep bending properly, okay? Then I come up and then I'm gonna roll. Now I gotta get my phone because I gotta check the time, but I want you, if you're in the floor right now, so go to the side and sit yourself down. See that? So I just set myself down. See that? I didn't do anything else but come from here, right here, hands and knees. See that? And I'm not even kidding you. This is another one of those moves that you have to be able to do if you want to stay independent and mobile. Okay? It's going from here, seriously, to here. And you got to be able to do that. Okay? So stay right there, and then walk your hands around. Once you've gotten into this position, from a hands and knees position, and you're getting great stretches and doing this kind of little walk around. So walk around, hang out there for a bit, and then go to your elbows in that position. Then go back up. See that? Yeah. And then we can go back to hands and knees. I'm just gonna have to go from that position to this position a couple of times. See that? Just do it. Keep your shoulders down, keep your tummy tight. Go from your elbows to your fists. And your knees are bent. See? So do that a couple of times. Let me get my phone. Okay. Take a breath. Keep taking breaths. Taking breaths, taking breaths. So I went from here to here to here. And that, what I just did, is what keeps most people from doing moves into the floor. Okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna go to the other side. So here I'm at hands and knees again. Okay, stay with me. I hope you're doing this. This is such a good move. So see, I'm gonna walk myself over. Now I'm gonna turn. Elbows are soft. Fists are down. And I'm in this position. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. I'm gonna go to my elbows. I keep my knees bent right here. So here I'm at my elbows, and then I'm going to come down. I'm going to turn my whole body so that my shoulders are lined up with the floor. Okay, I'm not doing this kind of a thing. I'm all the way down. That move is a huge move if you have a tight back, a tight hip, a tight knee. So if I'm coming from here, I'm going to come back up to my fist. See that? See? Then I'm ready to go and get into my hands and knees position. See that? I'm telling you, do not just watch this segment. You got to be able to do this particular skill. I'm showing you step by step. And as you do this, see how I'm turning? My elbows are bent. My fists are down. My knees are bent. I keep it there. I go down to my elbows and I line my shoulders up with that floor. See that? Watch your chin. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath. And then I'm going to come back up. See that? And when I'm in this position, see, I have you walk all the way over to that side as far as you can walk over there. It's really stretching through the back, the hips, the pelvic area, all through your spine, actually, in this position. See, my knees are just like I woke up. I'm right here on my elbows. Now I can have you go on down, see, like that. And if you need to take a rest, you can do that. Okay. And then you go back up onto your fist. See that? So it's this position right here and into the elbows. Let's say you fell. Okay. You got to get up somehow. You got to have efficacy of how to do that. That's what I'm doing right now. So elbows. Okay. My shoulders are down. I'm going to really inch myself way around as far as I can to this side. Look over my shoulder. Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Okay. Then I go back down to my elbows, line myself up. I'm right down here. See that? Then after I've done both sides, I can bring these knees up. I can bring one knee out and one knee back. Okay. So this is a part that you might not think about doing. If you have a replaced knee and you have a replaced hip, of which I have both, not double yet, you got to still move. Okay. So look at this split stance. You see that? Do you remember we did the split stance here? We did the split stance trying to get into this position. Do you see this? See that? Now I'm going to rock back. So stay with me. Careful, careful. You've got joints that are problematic. I'm trying to modify to show you how you can still move. And you must still move or you get yourself in precarious situations. So here I am. I'm going to drop my legs to the side, open back as far as I can. This is my hip replaced. This is my knee replaced. See that? Then I can just turn. And I've gone a full rotation. Okay. So again, right here, when you're going into this, you're going to rock back. And when you rock back in this position, this is where everybody rounds their back. Try not to do that. Try to stay rib cage up. And then you rotate, rotate, rotate. Now I'm on my hip replace side. And this is my knee. And I can open as wide as possible. This is something where we're reticent because of our joint issues, especially backs and hips getting tight. Well, here you're using the floor as a stability measure for you. Okay, see that? And you can turn this way, and this is a great time to take that hand over the head, bring it back. You're going to lean back. You're going to lay into the back part of the hips. Do not round your back. Then you let your legs drop to the other side. See how I did that full rotation? Then I open. So I don't open until I get into that full rotation. And then I can turn. So a lot of this is the same stuff that I started with on the wall. Some of you might be, I'm just pointing that out because I usually do prep work of what we're going to do later in this kind of a thing. So then I can bring my hand up over my head like we did before. Take a big deep breath. I can turn. I can come back. And then I'm in a sit down position, just like if you were sitting around a campfire somewhere. Okay. Now, there's lots of things out there that you're going to be seeing. You know, if you follow any fitness type things on the internet or whatever, mostly they're much younger people. But there's a few moves that some of these old codgers are doing that are just moves aimed at keeping you mobile. This is one of them. What am I doing? Number one, I'm not rounding my back. That's number one. This positioning, very, very difficult for a lot of people, especially guys. This is a hard position. I'm putting my feet together. I'm not over rotating because of my hip. See, I'm not. But my feet are together. And it's a motion through your hips that you got to keep. Okay, so once my feet are together and my back is straight, I can grab my legs and pull myself in. I put my elbows on my knees, on the inside of my knees, and I just offer a tiny bit of pressure. Not too much, especially if somebody has a hip replaced, which I do right here. Okay, you don't have to even put any pressure. Just hang out here for a bit. Your feet are together. Your back is straight. Pulling yourself in. See that? Take a big breath. In through the nose. Back is straight. Then I'm going to just offer a little rocking motion. See this? And I'm assisting with my hands right here. Drop your shoulder. Go to the side. See, I'm just pressing down. So it's a rock and roll kind of a thing, but it's going across the hips. See that? Mobility challenge. Yes. Take a big deep breath. Now, one last time, grab. Straighten the back first. Take a breath. And as you pull in, exhale. Drop your shoulders. Turn your head to one side. Come to the center. Take a breath. Push those legs apart. Push them down. Turn to the other side. Come back in. Straighten the back. Great. I know you just loved that, didn't you? We're doing good. Okay. Big breath. I want you to just take one leg over the other leg, just like that. See that? And those of you with knee issues, this is for you. Number one, I'm sitting straight. Okay. I want to open my hip a little. So I'm going to keep my shoulders down. I'm going to open at the hips as I keep my rib cage up. And I just crossed over my leg. And now I'm just going to straighten it. See that? I'm going to let the heel touch. And then I'm going to straighten. See that? Now I can put my hands back here. However, I don't want to lean into my hands. If you want to put them back here because you know what the heck to do with them, that's fine. Take a big breath. And see how I cross my leg over? And I just contract right here. So I'm hanging out here. I'm keeping my rib cage up. And I'm just pressing and holding. I don't have to do 10,000 repetitions. I do some presses and holds. You can do this anytime, anywhere that you find yourself sitting in the floor. Just cross over your leg and then contract your muscle while your back is extended. Extend your back. Drop your shoulders. You could do this sitting on the bed, okay? Take a breath. Just open at the hips so you don't get tempted to round that back. See how I'm doing that? So this is right here. Yeah, then I just bring them down. It's going to get tight. Bring it out. It'll release the tightness. Turn to the side. Turn to this side. Take a big deep breath. Just like that. Okay? Now here I am. I'm going to cross over. See? I'm at a 90 degree. I'm going to open until I feel my tummy like, oh, I have to hold her in this position. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just like that. Then use your hands back here if you need to, but not a lot. Just put them back here, just so that it opens here. Okay. So see, I put this last move in here for K. And so many of us that we need to keep straightening back. So I just put my hands lightly back here and then I go like that. See that? So it's a tap, contraction. See? So that is really what is all required. This right here, I could have put a pillow on you, but I wanted you to hold yourself here, open up your shoulders by putting your hands here, take big breaths, and contract until you're like, whoo, I'm feeling it here. See? Yeah. And so somebody might say, well, I thought this was a mobility class. Well, you just get in this position and do this and tell me if you don't think it's a mobility. It is big mobility. Open those shoulders, contract, contract, contract. Keep that toe up. Keep your back extended. Rib cage up. Breath. And then when you feel it burn a little bit, you just come up and you just open it back. And you turn and look over your shoulder. Turn and look over your shoulder. Turn and look over your shoulder. Keep your back extended. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. See how I'm just loosening that up? Now we're ready to either put our feet up into the bed. You can do. I'm going to use the bench because it's a little lower. Okay. So the lower, usually I start people out with lower. I could go up here, but I don't want, it's a little squishy. Okay, so here I am. So how am I going to get back again? I'm going to assist myself, especially if I find it very difficult to get in the floor and move around. So I'm going to do this. I'll roll to the side. And then I'll bring my legs to my little bench. So see, I'm right there on the bench. I'll turn here to the side so you see what I'm doing. Take a big deep breath. Make sure your heels are where they need to be. You're not coming off the chair. Okay? So in this position, This is the perfect position to do gentle holding hip presses. Okay, so I'm going to press my hip up into this position. I'm going to hang out there for a second or two, take a big deep breath. Then I'm going to roll down. I'm going to bring my spine down one vertebra at a time. Now, in between about 2 or 3 of these lifts, we're going to do a little interset. So stay with me. So if you wanted to let this be traction for your opening of your shoulders, all you got to do is put them 90 degrees, palm up, and go up as far as you feel you can and hold it there. Keep your shoulders down. Now rotate through the hip. Okay. Then you start coming up one vertebra at a time. Take a breath. Come back down. Take a big breath. Press into the heels. Here we go. Rotate. Come back up. Hold it up there. Hold it up there. Hold it up there. Come back down. Just like that. Take one. Here's your interset. Here's your first interset. Take one leg. Bring it into the chest. Straight out. And then you're just going to come to where the back part of your leg hits your chair or your bench. So whatever you have to do to adjust yourself so you can bring that leg down and then come up. See, that's all I'm doing. I'm keeping this leg very straight. I'm keeping my toes in dorsiflexion. See that? I'm going to come down. I'm going to try to touch the back part of my leg. I'm not bending. See, I'm coming right there. I just do 2 or 3. Then I put that leg down. Then I do the other one. So I come all the way up. So there is that straight leg again. Toes are in dorsiflexion. Then I come down just to where the back of my legs touch that bench. Then I come back. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to give you opportunities, multiple opportunities to hit this angle with your hip and leg. And some of you may not have noticed that, but some of you are like, I know what she's doing. Yes, see right here, straight leg and then pull. Yeah, as back as far as you feel you can. Breath, just do 2 or 3. That's all I need you to do. All right, so now we're going to go back to the heels. Take a big breath, adjust your shoulders. Shoulders stay down. Okay, we're going to push into the heels. Rotate, lift one vertebrae at a time. Go all the way up and hang out here for just a second or 2. Take a big breath. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now rotate from the top of your neck all the way down. And it goes up and down just like if you were lifting a string of pearls. And I will do 3 right now. Because, why 3? Because as Kathy would point out, I can count 3. Sometimes. Okay, come up, 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 up. Hold it up there, hold it up there. Press it into the heels. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Rotate back down, and we got one more in the 3. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Rotate and lift. Squeeze into the butt. Yeah. Drop your shoulders. Don't be squeezing them up. Yeah, drop them. The palms are up. The backs of your hands are down. Then let yourself go back down just like a string of pearls. Okay. Now here's our second little interset. We're going to take our feet right here. We're going to turn our toes together. Grab. Try to get your bottoms of your feet to touch. In this position. Yes. And then pull them down. Pull the ankles down. Breath. Turn those ankles. Now turn them out. Now turn them together. Now turn them out. Turn them together. Turn them out. Turn them together. Turn them out. Take a breath. You're just doing these about 5 to 6 times. You're touching the bottoms of the feet. Then you're opening out. This is really good for ankle, foot mobility. Woo! Breath. One more. Pull them in, and release. Now, I want you to just saddle up to your chair, wherever you have it, your bed, whatever, and just rest right there. Just totally melt right down into the floor. Bring your hands up as far as you feel you can. Drop your shoulders and just meld. Just let yourself in a good neutral spine. And by neutral spine, if your legs are here in a 90 degrees on your chair, I need to be able to put my fingers, my hand under the small of your back. That would be a neutral spine because you have an S curve. And that is trying to get your spine in the very best position. Now just relax. Some people with tight backs, if I can just get them in this position, I'll do a few moves like that we did today, a few, but if I can just get them in this position and make sure I can put my hands or a little toy car under their small of their back and drop their shoulders, take big breaths, and I can hang them out here with breaking the time that they're doing it with one leg up and one leg up once in a while. It will totally, and I would say pretty close to 90% of the time, totally relieve their tight back, their hip issues, etc. Now, of course, we did a lot of lead up to this. See how I just broke it right there by bringing the knee in and up? Okay, now just let everything go, totally go. Make sure you've got that little small in the back and just drop your shoulders and take a breath, about 3 good deep breaths. Just hang out there for a little bit. You've got to give yourself permission to what we call realign. And for somebody with a back problems, they're going to have their, it's better if you can have your legs at 90 degrees and you're just laying into the bed, so to speak. Okay. So now I'm going to roll to the side, take a breath. I know some of you are going to sleep. You have to get up now. Don't go to sleep. Okay. So now now remember when I did it, when I got you down here, you had one leg in the front position, one leg in the back position. Now I'm going to do opposite. Okie dokie. So now I'm going to put the other leg in the front position. So here I am right here, and here I am right here. See that? So now this one is here. So I'm going to put my hands on my bench. So right here, I'm going to put my hands on my bench, and I'm going to curl my toes under. And then I'm going to press and come up to this position, and then I'm going to go back down. See that? Press, come up to this position, and then go back down. So I'm doing a split stance, and I'm pressing, coming up to the position, and then come back down. And do it a couple of times. Breath, and then come back down. Okay, keep your shoulders down, elbows bent, and then step in, and then you're up. Okay, I went over some major sticking points for mobility today. Whether you know it or not, that's what we did. I broke down our movements getting into the floor and up into some crucial sticking points. So if you review this a couple of times, after you get through saying bad things about me for making you do this, you'll get it. You will get it. So getting down the floor and back up is major league important for mobility. And that's what I did today.